what's up guys? I've got HDK here along with Arthur to help with some translation, and we'll pull him in for a quick interview. Now, Therese mentioned earlier about how it's been a very exhausting schedule for the team. What do you as a coach tell them in order to get their energy up, especially for such an important match like this?
I think that's really good for us, this tournament, for our development, you know, so I think that I say to them, like, you have a great opportunity here, so let's make our better. So if we lose, we need to go home, so we want to stay here in Madrid.
Nothing to lose, and all of Madrid to keep you motivated, right? All right, let's see if Loud can close this out.
Well, they're certainly looking quite good if that's going to be the case here. 13-5 conclusion here for the Brazilian super team. And Mimi, it was just impressive at the beginning of it just to see the way that Loud really approaches methodically and really just shut down FPX.
Yeah, on their defense side, they were getting A-main control pretty much every round with this breach. That line control is just so powerful to fight for that space. And in the late rounds, they were absolutely dominating on their retakes as well, Mitch. To me, this game felt like so much of it came down to that agent draft. And having that breach for the extremity control on both sides, FPX on both sides of the map really was never able, it felt, to get that space.
I think that's fair to say. You know, looking at even then swapping to an attack side for Loud, you saw them deny Life's early aggression with constant flashes. He couldn't post and hold angles and find the value that we'd seen before. Couldn't get as aggressive as in the past because every time he tried to take map control in the first couple seconds, there is a flash, he is forced back, and again set into these deeper plays where Loud have constantly been able to take advantage of the space taken.
Yeah, Loud showed why this comp actually does have a lot of depth, even if it looks weird in the agent select. They were 9-1 in gun rounds in this one, absolutely dominant. And as we look at the same lab shoot around, I mean, Sadak, I don't even know if he needs to warm up more. The guy was doing great map one with the calls.
You know, as an elder statesman myself, I just like to see what the big brain Sadak likes to do, so that this way I can learn a little bit for these aim lab shoot arounds. But in any case, though, yeah, you're not wrong, man. I really just feel like Sadak, this entire team, they're just playing at a comfortable level right now, Mitch. It's quite scary, and FPX are going to need to turn this around.
Yeah, we can talk about pistols as well being coin tosses, but Loud still came out winning both of them as well, which just puts another nail in the coffin for the side of FPX. I think there's not a lot that they can look at in that last map, but with positives, at least it was over quickly. And really, that's the question now, moving on to the next, is can they make that recovery?
Of course, we'll see. But let's actually jump over to hear what FPX's Nathan has to say heading into map 2.
Hey guys, Mika Fabs here, and now I'm with Nathan D and Luna to help with some translation. Now, Coach, we did see that FPX, of course, struggled a little bit. Is the team more confident now that we're going into Breeze, which is your map pick? What's the game plan?
其实刚才看到有一点点的小挣扎吧，但是在第二张图就将进入到我们的选图微风岛屿，你们的计划是什么？
我觉得来到我们自己的选图之后，我们应该会打得比较从容，比较自信一点。图一输掉就输掉了，我们不会去管图一到底发生了什么，我们就专注到图二，打出我们自己想打的东西就 OK 了。
I think when it comes to map 2, it's our pick, so we're definitely gonna be more confident. We're gonna forget what happening on the map 1 and play our own thing.
All right, let's see if FPX can make a comeback like a phoenix on map number 2.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing that they need to do here. They need to find that next gear, Mitch. How do they get back into this one with a Loud team that really just looks like they are poised to move forward?
Okay, well, let's give you a little bit of hope, right? The next map up is Breeze.
Give me some hopium.
This is somewhere that they've actually looked pretty good. EDG were pushed all the way to a 14-12 in overtime up against this squad regionally in the finals of kickoff in China. That gives me some hope that we're not going to see this same deflated team. Also, quick series, easiest ones to recover. They're going to be backstage thinking, we didn't even play that map. Nothing happened. Nothing went right. The next one, though, like I said, is comfort. Now, the one thing I will say is in that series where they got it real close versus EDG regionally, Berlin had 26 kills. Autumn had 24. They were fragging out. They're going to need to fire off today.
And we did see some moments in the first half from FPX, from those individuals, but it definitely tapered off towards the latter end. Breeze is the upset map in the pool. It is the map where if you have some incredible individuals, if you're having a good game, you can upset literally anyone. The difference between top and bottom teams on this map, very slim. The variance, very high. This is a great opportunity for FPX to come back, especially with a very disruptive comp like this. Playing with that Yoru, playing with the Jet. On their attack side, those double dive executes are super strong, and on defense, honestly, they'll show some pretty good retakes with the Flash Silver Dart combos, with the Astra smokes, and those pulls to help get back in as well.
And one other thing to note, Tui's moving over to the Viper. Last time we saw that, he hasn't played a lot of it historically, but he played it here at this event. I think he walked out with 26 kills himself. He was looking unbelievable, and I don't expect him to do any less than that here.
It's going to be a tall order for FPX, and also Mitch has got another less reference in there. I hate the man. Let's send it back over to your commentators for this one, Pansy and HyperX, so that they can ridicule him appropriately.
Well, I don't know. I can't.
We're in a good mood today.
Yeah,
you
we're
guys are throwing
cheerful.
us some negativity over here. Like,
Don't come over here, GB. It's looking some wrestling things about to go.
other
He's
side
gonna
of the
throw
fence.
down.
Other side of the
yeah,
fence.
you keep over there, all right? You be nice to Mitch. He's sensitive. He's a sensitive boy. This map, this game is worrying me, Mike, because I wasn't enamored.
Yeah, I mean, because Loud just hit the Uno reverse with Breeze,
Yeah.
basically. And we're
Pretty
like,
much.
yeah, we'll bust out like the most boring run-of-the-mill comp and look really proficient on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Rely on the
reasonable.
fundamentals, people basically just walking around finding it. Basically a deathmatch lobby is what it felt like last time, and Loud excelled at that.
Why would you entertain that concept? I mean, don't get me wrong, Autumn and Life are very good, but they're going to need to do a lot more than that here. Let's see what they got. Loud on the attack, of course, FPX on the defending side, and already it's looking like last map. At least the start is. Autumn, you got something for us? Okay, good connection towards QCK. Can't deal with Kaunzine though, and again, I'm waiting for that plant. I don't think anything's going to stop it. No, that flank gets called off from Lysor. Hyang did find a connection, so down to 3 now, and yeah, look at the HP. Maybe Sadak's just going to leave himself as a body on the site here, forced to swing and does go down. Game back on here. 2v2. Oh, that was maybe a little individual from Hyang there, but Lysor, what have you got for us? Not a defuse.
Yeah. Upgrade to a ghost, but we'll dig both Loud players out of this position. Not going to be very easy.
And the worst two to be left in the post plant against, really. Very difficult. Where they can buy time, free information. I saw desperate to try and get something. You can't blame the man for trying, but yeah, Loud not going to let this one slip.
Again, didn't really see Loud rely too much on sight hits and full-on executions previously versus Gen G.
No.
Pissed around if it is any sort of indicator. Got an adjustment in their approach here. But yeah, really looking towards Life and Autumn to be very self-sufficient as well in these roles. Both the Yoru and the Jet. To put a fight here on Breeze, obviously not going to see it necessarily in round 2.
No.
Going to see any sort of investment coming through, so it will just be classics. 3 rifles on the board though. And a Bulldog in the hand of Kaunzine.
But, you know, same old when we talk about it. If you're Loud, you want to be very clean in this. You want to maybe try and opt to build ults in the right direction. If you're FPX, you want a little bit of mayhem. And they didn't get what they wanted. Attempted a pop flash and a swing off the back, but Loud nicely spaced, handling it well. Not going to fall foul to that. You've already got a player right up tube, so that's going to be a problem. If it even comes to it, you can see Kaunzine just standing there, wants to fight on it. And yeah, less claiming Lysor. So unable to make too much of that first foray there in towards A shop, towards A main. And that's about all she wrote, at least for the first 2. Now we see the buy-in, though. This is potentially where FPX can set their own turn, or tone, should I say, to this. Because first map, they did do quite well initially. It was the ability that you couldn't adapt beyond that, though.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the problem lies, obviously, on the previous map. That you could see FPX wanting to be proactive. There just isn't enough tools, really, within that composition to you know, set Life and Autumn in motion. Here, we have 2 way more self-sufficient duelists. Obviously, only really the Sova utility to set them up, but Autumn going to open things up here onto QCK. Now, not letting off the gas, though.
Now, that's what you like to see, but there's a lot of players here. Life going to get the follow-up contact, going to smoke it off, but Kaunzine going to get that pick, I believe, over from main. Yeah, and he's still going for it as well. That's not bad from Autumn. Right place, right time for him. That's the spike noted. Another player followed up. He's starting to heat up. 2 already in this round, potentially a third. No, Sadak. Now doesn't with the Bulldogs, so the plant looking like it's back on the cards. Hyang has a lot of utility to bring into this, though. Playing in from CT, he does have that split through mid with Lysor, so they could potentially really isolate some of these players.
Luckily, it got away.
There it is.
Caught on the retreat.
And
Just Sadak left now. Re-challenge. Lysor will punish. FPX answer back with 2 huge kills here from Autumn. Slow things down. The opener onto QC's take a little bit of bite out of that execute, that split through mid. I'm not even sure if that was ahead of any intended. That can't see.
Okay. That's unreasonable. And Lysor's timing on this was great. Maybe able to snap back to Sadak at the end. But keep in mind, that was a bonus. Certainly not a fleshed out purchase.
No,
missing in
Loud
areas.
True blood as well.
So, you know, if we're talking in this game, great for FPX. We're talking if it's anyone else, you're looking at, okay, there was still a lot of casualties in that. They're still going to be suffering in the economy. You're already looking at life down to the Guardian there. So, again, there are some takeaways that still look quite good for Loud in this, but got to keep our eyes on the main man, Autumn, who was pivotal at starting off the last one. Spotted here. Has to get out of dodge this time.
I've spotted one, though. I'm still there, but Adsy catches Cowanzine. Gunbarrel sticking ahead of the doors there. Nearly loses his life, yeah, down to 17 HP.
Oh.
Nearly caught on the retreat as well.
They've not had the early success they'd want, right? This is quite good from FPX, holding Loud a little further away, not getting that mid-access they'd like to maybe try and split in towards that A site. Now, forced close towards Lysor. Forced in towards Life. Cowanzine down low, has a lot of kit to play with, so wants to try and use it to facilitate this play towards site. Life's in danger here, but he's still finding value. QCK goes down, he's dodging just about everything. How the hell are they alive here? Ayang as well finding Sadak. This is much better, thriving in the chaos and still holding full control. That spike didn't make it out of main. Loud being held at the door. And Lysor just ensuring that by playing up a little bit closer.
And Berlin becomes the pivotal player. Actually, no, say that. Autumn. She's finding a TP over toward B side.
Lysor might be dead here. The pop flash gonna buy a couple of seconds, and speaking of seconds, they're down to 15. Yeah, Lysor on a platter, they've got to know about Autumn, but he's still firing. Great work from Autumn, and Ayang there, that's much better. That's what you want to be seeing from FPX.
Really well played, Berlin.
Move in after I
Noting there the rotation, whether or not Autumn was going to be the one to cycle back across, but he becomes the hero here on A site. FPX digging their heels in early on here on Breeze, keeping things 2 apiece. Fortunately, I don't even know if the Hunter's Fury, I think, caught the first tag, but nothing on the second there. As you noted, Lysor able to thrive in the chaos.
Cutting through.
Still coming back in with some investment here. Cowanzine, a Guardian, rifle in the hands of 2Es. We have the null command, whether or not we do see it this round. Will be called upon once again. QCK.
Oh my god!
Nearly getting the kill. 24 HP left on Autumn.
That was a labored spray, but just pulled it down at the end. Autumn is... I'm enjoying watching him on this map much more. I want to see more from him. Lysor going to deal with Cowanzine. Really looking at 2Es here to crack open some space, but haven't really been having much of an attempt towards this B site yet. It's been relatively untested. Maybe Sadak the one to punish, and he does. That's a problem. That isolates some of these players. Now, where do they opt to go? But look at the backfill. Look at the timing on this. Does Berlin...
Look at Lysor.
Yeah, both of them. Both of them. Audacious play, and it worked really well. They've got a good read on this now. But against Sadak, did you forget about Sadak? How did they forget about him up there? He was earlier up towards shoot. There was always that potential. He could have drifted back.
A lack of awareness here. Lysor punished. Obviously down to sub 50 HP regardless. Almost a perfect pinch here between Berlin and Lysor. All the way towards bottom mid. Autumn with the last bullet here. Yeah, QCK got to be kicking himself after that. Matter nonetheless, Loud able to recover here. With minimal investment, able to get a 3rd round on the board.
Very aggressive start. Look at that! Look at that shot. He looked blind for the second, but what an absolute ripping start. Taking away Cowanzine and Sadak. And this is a way different look to FPX, who weren't as proactive, at least to this extent, in that previous map. This is quite something to witness. QCK less than 2. He's left with very little here.
Yeah, let's try to catch somebody on the retreat back towards A site. 2Es and QCK elsewhere. Autumn posted on this angle. crisp on the first here. We'll spot the second. Doesn't overcommit. We want to give away an opportunity to Loud here.
One enemy remaining.
Series will fall. Let's
Spike down
respond.
mid.
Not as anything. Let's see. Yeah, second here.
Okay. Suddenly, you know, that it's code blue at the start. You know what I mean? Starting to get a little nervous now. You're like, what's
Something
going on?
might be happening. Don't move.
Literally, don't look at them. They're understanding the process. They've gone, this is up to something. Let's hold for a moment. That spike is within touching distance. He's got to be careful of Berlin, who is, I think, jump spotting, but
30
not
seconds left.
particularly deep. He has left the spike up here, so back go. And where do you go for? You know that generally Berlin had been over towards that B side.
Well, Lysol was spotted earlier on the pillar, so well, that's still going to be the end goal for him. Lysol just needs to play time on backside here. Not give anything away, but
oh god,
nearly caught in the open here.
But he's got to get the plant. Yeah, that's not. He's let it go too far. A nice attempt, but they are a million miles away. The time will be the factor to tip the scales over. I am rather impressed with what I'm seeing from FPX here.
Look at a little more of a commitment to some of these, or to this open. Yeah, fully blind on the second. But yeah, a little bit of a further commitment here on this early round aggression that we didn't see on the first map. Sunset looked a little laboured, maybe lack of tools like we already noted, didn't feel too comfortable fully committing to that sort of play style, but again, on Breach you can get away with it. There's so much freedom here.
And an early pit invested, so that's the B site. Looking unapproachable, at least from main. So they're maybe going to have to opt for that play up through middle, which is what Les is trying to test a little bit for now, but progress towards the tube, it's something that has been left somewhat vulnerable, but Autumn slowly coming back around. It's going to be QCK again in the fight, and Autumn just, his form individually is really starting to heat up.
Yeah, I love this from Loud though, spotting him over towards Nest, setting up this flash, reading that he's going to be the one to pick up the slack at the end of tube here. Salak still posted up. Doubt we'll see a reaggress here. So down to 56 HP. Might fancy his chances.
Go on.
Still curious, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fancying it. Salak being tested, and it's not just Salak. Look what's behind him. There's other players trying to follow this pathing. Less waiting towards middle, but you've got Cowanzine here too. It's a pressure point they want to try and explore, and a weapon they want to get into hand. There's still 3 players to clear on A, and they can exchange goods, right? They can go, okay, well, you can have tube, we'll go take main, but there is a player there as well. So a battle on 2 fronts, and not a comfortable one. Live gonna spot 2. That was a little sketchy, but he's losing his support system. They found the player in CT, they found the player at the back of site, and now they're gonna fight on 2 fronts, and FPX win it out. 13 seconds, it's a scramble. Berlin goes down, but Life's position could still be devastating. Where's his support? Where is Lysol? Oh god, he's got a judge. And the position gonna be seen. They now know where both of these players are. There's still a question mark for Cowanzine. Does he double back? But Les's position could be pivotal.
And Lysol does get an upgrade here, so rifle in hand, but HP on Life definitely a concern. Recon bolt available.
Oh, wow.
That's going to be caught in the snake bite, but Cowanzine with the bailout.
What a savior of the Lysol, though. Outdoes Les, and now it's game back on, but time.
Cowanzine can disconnect from this, yeah.
This is really difficult for Lysol. He needs to find a pixel out of place or a shot for free, which really Cowanzine isn't going to give. And look at the plant position. It's something that Cowanzine can play, and Lysol
knows it.
Time to back away. A really nice attempt there, but still Loud just scraping that through. A very close round though.
Tui's unable to really hold down control there of A main. Life once again. I mean, alongside Berlin. Making things work here. Beautiful hold initially, but like I said, once you remove that one player from A main and Loud are forced towards the backside of A side, unfortunately lose out elsewhere. It's Loud ultimately have no recovery factor. There's no safe spot to fall back to after losing that security of A main.
Oh dear me, Cowanzine. He's going to take a little nap this round, right off the rip. Life going to get to work. You can see the purchase is missing some elements to this as well. Ayang is down without armor as well. So the money was getting a little close, and Berlin actually falls. That might open up a huge chance towards this A site QCK. Yeah, that confirms it. Can Autumn be the one to change this? His position will be considered. He's been there more often than not. But Life bringing death against Loud. QCK joining Quarantine on the victim list, and away they go. They fancy their odds. They're not going to let him escape. He's hunting them down. Just losing out on the knife there, but still want to do some damage. Light's all working off the back of the information Autumn's putting down, and they're still going to try and get that pressure, but no start on the plant just yet. No defuse to begin until now. Autumn stands his ground, takes down less. Two is what you got. Anything, he's going to take down only one, and that is nowhere near enough. FPX heating up now.
On the back of both Autumn and Life here in this round.
You know, from the front.
Beautiful fight back through. Loud unable to convert this position. No surprises to see a timeout called after that. A little bit of a pace change here, but... I didn't even see the switch back from the knife there. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, Sadak obviously falling to the snake bite here. Can't really be avoided. Well placed by Lysor. FPX clinging to life here, and Loud, I gotta say, not having as much as an easy time in terms of these opening engagements that they did versus Gen G.
Oh, you're
like I said, it was very, very cut and dry, very vanilla, the way that Loud approached this map last time.
No, you're on the money. I'm really liking what I'm seeing between Autumn and Life. I can't stress it enough. And don't get me wrong, it's not that Ayang, Lysor and Berlin aren't doing well. They're doing very well at their jobs. They're playing the roles that they need to. But I'm loving seeing that kind of combination, that duo between Autumn and Life, working here in comparison when it didn't on Sunset.
Absolutely. And if you let a Yoru and a Jet perform like this on the defense, you know they come into their attack in half feeling way better about themselves. Especially coming out of a map loss to open the series, sorry.
Yeah, and a dreary loss. It's not pretty. 5 rounds, you're not going to feel happy with it. Yeah, sometimes a quick loss is easier than one that's drawn out.
But not in an elimination series. That's not the case.
So to bounce back like this is really quite something to witness. Now, has Loud got the chops, though, to find a little bit of something to work for them here? They've been finding it very hard to handle both of these pressure points of Life and Autumn. And the test begins again. Oh, Autumn, this guy is just out of this world. The only real threat to that round was going to be QCK, and he is gone in the blink of an eye. Cowanzine, yeah, he's got a Guardian, but beyond that, you've got a Sheriff and a Ghost.
Basically trying to mirror Life from the previous round. Find that opener in mid. They still have Guardian in the hands of Cowanzine, but you're right, the Blade Storm was really going to be... Autumn actually found a headshot there. Oh, it's only 66 HP left on Tui's. Cowanzine found a time in here.
Okay, that's a rifle. If Tui's can possibly cross up to it, I don't think he's got the time to do it now, but...
He's got to wait for his Toxin to rebuild.
I mean, the end game looks like less to eventually creep towards A, but this is a really hard fight for Cowanzine because the timing's rotten. Yeah, Life. Perfectly played that.
Yeah, looking to police that weapon.
And
prevent anybody from coming through.
So aware of the possibility of less.
30 seconds left.
Not much left for Loud to really do here. A Sheriff and a Ghost. Life going to give this one away.
Yeah, he's drifting. Did he get spotted
No, I don't think so. No, ping coming through. Right, he's cleared though.
And now Tui's with 13 seconds, and the dream doesn't even get to be started. FPX, look, the early attempt, the early goer for Loud was going to be off the back of that ult invested from QCK, but he's had a quiet performance so far. That could have been a nice way to push him up in this map at least, should I say. And not going to get it. There it is. Look at this guy. Yeah, Autumn's very nice to watch. This is what it should have been about, right? That timeout that came in, probably not for the last round, but the one between. This is what it was for, the buy round that's coming in now. At 5-4, Loud need answers because FPX have been meeting them every step of the way, and it's been individual, it's been punchy, but it's been damn good.
Here.
Gonna note a couple steps. Bring the alarm bell towards middle. And a further adjustment here again from FPX.
Obviously posting Life up, so won't expect to see him getting too aggressive here. Especially with nobody on the side of Loud on the other side of the halls to him.
And if you're Loud, you're so conditioned to be worried about, okay,
Yeah,
to make the play,
exactly.
is Life going to be here?
They're
Where
waiting
are
to
they?
see who shows where around the map.
Berlin drifting a little out into the sights there. Left.
Concealment.
Wanting for HP. But he isn't alone. Autumn by his side, and we noted it early, and as did you now watching. Life creeping closer. There is a player watching, Tuis, who gets the timing right here. Life walking in. He's been seen, and he gets to keep his life, which is the more surprising part. So now the 3-play stack that was on this side of the map going to be rewarded, and he's actually just going for it. Berlin's fallen, as has Life. It's all on Autumn. What can this man do? Nothing this round. Put down, and the side plant should be coming in very comfortably here, as the other two players quite far away.
Yeah, punchy reaction there to the pressure coming through towards the Loud spawn. Unfortunately, that site hole just crumbling under the pressure. I saw it was a little curious. You're going to try and find an exit somewhere. I mean, looking at the funds on the side of Loud, if you can remove a rifle, could cause some issues. Loud seemingly aware of his general position there.
Yeah, it's enough that he's gone, I'll give it a second attempt.
Yeah, and in these slower rounds, it's really less to be the ones to, I guess if there's no early round aggression from FPX, it's less that becomes the pivotal player in terms of information and sniffing out where that threat is. Some round Life left unchecked. Loud have shown a lot of presence up Tube, actually.
Yeah. It was one of the first rounds we haven't seen them explore it, so you almost feel bad for Life in that regard.
Yeah,
like,
because it's not rewarded.
Yeah. But this much more patient play, you know, a much longer held default as well by Loud. That was extremely patient. It was, I think it was Tuis who sat at the, very back by spawn, basically watching for that tube pressure, which is maybe just a nice counter read because they had been exploring that so often. But still, Loud find a little bit of a solution. But adding on the back of that, we've now just seen the operator.
I was going to say, what's really curious is actually it looks like FPX is going to continue to slow things down, hold a little more passively. But the operator noted off the rip here, very start of the round, so giving Loud the information, not necessarily an advantage just yet. And Autumn can TP elsewhere. He's going to post up here, maybe show presence to the operator, potentially catch timing ahead of a rotation, but no, his TP's just expired.
Time to jump.
I'm going to have to go for this because there is pressure coming up towards Tube. I don't know if that Aldrin actually managed to spot out the players, but Autumn's digging quite deep here, and he's found his reward. That's two he's dropped, and the spike found. So this should spur on the attention towards Tube, but Ayang is on the case. Got to be careful, though. Two players, and that's crisp from Sadak. Life does well to find less. That removes the middle threat, but still, there is pressure points to this. You can see the gap being closed, but another spot for Autumn, and another body to add to the list. Cowanzine trying to drift in, but Autumn's exceptional at what he's doing.
Good job.
An absolute monster this round, and in this half.
I mean, that's just so tough to watch. There's two members allowed tucked into main here, and Autumn's allowed to swing all the way. Dry, by the way. Barely saw anything from Tuis. No utility to set things in motion.
Out of charges.
He finds 3 on the round with the operator. Pretty pleased with himself.
Should be. And the adjustment, again, what I love about this is the variety we're seeing. Very hard to get a beat on. Now you got Life with the operator instead. Another little switch here. So if Loud thought they had a plan before, now it could be adjusted, expectations being diverted. And there isn't bodies behind this. Uh-oh.
Despite not committed just yet, I mean, it's Life, the last one you want to be trying to pin down with the Hunter's Fury. Nothing comes through it. Sadak's in deep here.
Yeah, but it's just Sadak. There's no one with him. They're trying to maybe find the rest of them. He's put his life on the line for this, but he's getting nothing for it. It's just Sadak so far, and individually, he's not going to be able to outdo 4 of them. They've drawn all the rotations. The spike's still in spawn. Where's the value? Is it trying to bait out this B play? Once they get the spike, they're sure.
I mean, yeah, Leicester's got a very deep position, but they haven't caught anybody in rotation, so Kyusuke nearly rewarded for his patience, but now noted.
There goes that position. He has to fall off it. This plays in, I guess, Tuis, but they need that spike down and safely. I doubt Lysol's going to play ahead, so that should be fine. My mind goes to Tuis here.
Yeah, he's in a lethal position
For
to
big
play
hits.
spoiler here. He's going to hear all of these rotating.
That's at least 2
You
players.
can see the pings coming through now.
Yep. When's his time?
Some awareness. A couple of members of FPX actually looking back here.
They've slipped ahead pretty well. Berlin is having... Oh, Berlin breaks 2-East in half. That was the plan. This is the fallback, and it's worked well enough to take down Life. Autumn, though, with his presence unknown, going to find the frag towards Quarantine. And QCK, nice attempt, but not good enough. Less left in a 1v3, and FPX looking like the real deal here. Less with a spray, but look at them facing him down. FPX with the lead coming into the half.
Didn't even note it there, but the divide creating a pocket for Autumn to get behind. Loud, beautifully constructed retake here. Heartbreaking for 2E's. Just unreal from Berlin.
This is what I wanted out of map 2, a closer affair, a better game. FPX showing us a lot more caliber here. Loud, no way out of it with 5 rounds to their name, but this is the perfect opportunity to check in with FPX. Wow, that was a bold statement there.
Yeah, I can't believe he said that.
I know.
Caught in 4K.
I hope someone clipped it.
Yeah. Very, very interesting insight there.
It was...
We should stop playing with them now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's all good. There was nothing played. Don't worry.
Of course, things don't work when we're here.
Look, we got to bring a little curse to it. Otherwise, you know.
It's been a while since we were up there, Phil. At halftime, actually, I feel a bit lost.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, what do you want to talk about? You're the analyst. Have fun.
I was hoping to get someone from the interview there.
That's unlucky, isn't it?
I'll come back to the same point. Obviously,
Go for it.
after the first map and it being very, very one-sided, now with this performance on defense, you've really, really got to dial in and hope that Autumn and Life can be the deciding factor here for FPX to force a map 3. I mean, sorry, I was going to say less. Loud looking a little quiet in areas, but I guess looking a bit more coordinated than what we saw versus Gen G. Gen G felt very, very individual, and like I said, it felt almost at times like a deathmatch lobby. People were running around, just winning gunfights. Which again on Breeze, you know,
it's Breeze.
Odds are you're gonna win out a few series that way, but doesn't really seem to be the approach from Loud. So I'm curious to see how they apply this composition to the defense. Obviously, Autumn's going to be the slippery one, the one they need to pin down here and keep in check early on.
I can't wait to see it. Couple seconds to go now. Was this flash in the pan a death rattle from FPX, or was there truly some life to them here? I want to see it. I think this first half has got me excited. Loud having to scramble for some answers, which again leaves you wondering, what does this second half look like? And early work from Life. He's straight up middle.
Yeah.
And doesn't get spotted. Going to be checked on and outdone. Quarantine with the first. Going to draw blood here. And put Loud at least one man up to the good.
Spike not committed just yet by FPX, so really relying on Life and Autumn. Speeder wants to find an opener, but Tui's got himself into a strange position here, completely unconsidered by FPX. Almost behind this mid push, and yeah, I mean,
Tui should be dead, right?
Should be, yeah.
He's dead. Quick little pop flash, spotting out Sadak, and Autumn's feeling himself, so he's going to stick that fight too. 12 HP, but he's done so much damage. Do FPX continue on this path? I think they could turn heel potentially 35 seconds.
QCK on the flank though, so they've got to be careful about an open plant here. Players on site for
Oh,
Loud
1
just
HP.
need to run the clock down. The Lysol down to 1 HP, yeah. Berlin still pretty healthy, but did get tagged by the spy camp. Lucky not to die to the wallbang. Now the problem is QCK. Look at the position he's in.
Yep, I think Berlin knows his chances are fading here. There was a little bit of a moment in middle where maybe they could have done a bit more, but with 10 seconds, players left, right, and center. Les holds the ground well. And again, this will be a bit of a reminder. Some of these players, I'd say, are very, very good, almost specialists at holding these sites down, being those kind of stoic members that can be rocks of the team. And this could be one for less here, already towards the top of the board for Loud, but could continue on this trajectory. But Autumn had a real opportunity. He gave them a solid start here.
Definitely finding 2 follow-ups after life did fall. Unfortunate. Kawanzine on the other side of that with the Sheriff of his own. Now we'll get the pistol on the board.
Still
second
smiling.
half.
This is, well, they're here.
Quite a few of them.
Cage trigger.
Help. It isn't just less, but he's got to be a little careful because there is that kind of gap close on Autumn, right, that could be an issue. Same with Life to an extent. And yeah, they found him. So quite the audacious attempt. Yeah, how has he gone here so quick?
Spike planted.
Hello. Oh, that looked on. That one is. Second time of asking. And Loud looking composed. Not falling until then. Less going to go down, but that's not the end of the world. They'll be able to get themselves the defuse and close up the scoreline here. But again, keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, first half Loud did the same as well. They got the first 2.
Yeah. QCK looking a little rough around the edges, to be honest, from the first half.
Yeah.
So you're hoping for him to pick things up in the second here. Have his hands full whether or not he's really going to be the one to take the fight towards Autumn and Life or try and slow things down with an operator. Well, there's your answer.
Here.
It's almost like you know what you're talking about sometimes, Mike.
I mean, I don't know if I was going to see it round 3, but...
It's very early to go for this.
Yeah.
It's a hefty investment. And this is where I want to see if it works against Autumn and Life, who aren't afraid to get in your face. They might take a challenge on it. I want to see what the reaction is once they know this has come out. Oh, what a big investment here. FPX with 2 players at least heading this way for now. QCK only on 4 kills. He's not had the impact he'd want here, and he can feel that pressure starting to mount. Life going to cop a fair crack of damage, as does Autumn at this point. So both of them suffering.
Yeah,
good start for Loud. You'd be happy with that, and obviously for FPX, that's going to take the wind out of your sails.
Yeah, both duelists kept in check here. Definitely going to make an explosive execute feel a little more uncomfortable. His deeper trips here maybe designed to catch off Autumn, but FPX still looking to find their way onto B site here.
He's trying to ignore the one and look for the others, but the TP's been taken. QCK's in a little bit of trouble here, opting for the 3rd rather than the 1st or the 2nd, because he's really banking on Kawanzine, but he was surrounded by the end of it. Even with lower HP, Life's still able to do enough damage, but they haven't got that spike across. They haven't been able to ferry it forward. So even though they have the site, they have no ability to do, and Lysol going down is devastating. And there's the surround, right? Like, what can Berlin do about this?
He's lost in the lurk, just not enough progress made early on here. Spike not committed. I mean, I guess this was the long con for FPX to try and make something work, pull a rotation and play in either Lysol or Berlin. But it just doesn't happen. Loud too decisive on the site. So he's going to try and hold on to this rifle here.
10 seconds
well, actually,
left.
Tui's might catch him on the retreat.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think Berlin saw it. They're really clean. Okay, hit a shot like that.
Berlin just has Tui's number, man. Like, it's just the awareness towards him. Absolutely unreal.
My people, are you ready?
Operator obviously retained, carry the cross here. Loud kicking things off with 3 unanswered. Bit of a team flash catching there. Not sure how effective that was on the other side, but... Oh. And yeah, fairly indicative to see the spike not committed there. So kind of giving away the plan for FPX of what they want to try to achieve with those sorts of rounds. Maybe because Life and Autumn were tagged up and they wanted to try and formulate some sort of fake and, like I said, catch somebody in rotation, but seems a little disjointed.
Well, this is the first time we get to see this A take. Now, it's really kind of top-loaded, right? Life's the only one with the rifle. Everyone else on Sheriffs. A little bit of kit to play with, but not as much as I'm sure you'd normally want. Now, they do have side control. Loud are respecting them enough. They've given up sight, and they've given up their first life as well. QCK going down is a big loss here because Life can continue forward. Now, it's not a recovered rifle. It can't fall into the hand, but he needs to be such an influence so they can buy time.
Snake by Slander, but no combination here from Kawanzine Shock Dart, so they won't get a kill off this.
Life's got to be proactive. He's got to be in this one. Oh, he's gone down. That rifle's just a step too far away. I don't know if they can get it back into hand. Autumn needs to get into the action now. Also tagged up. This is a problem. He's still going to make some value out of this. 2 left now.
Berlin from mid?
Where the hell did Berlin just come from? Oh, it's just Autumn left alive now in a 1v2. Maybe a charge, Tuies! Takes a lot of damage. They made something out of that. But the defuse going to be coming in, and Loud weather the storm.
Causing some real issues on the way in, though. You see how much respect Loud are giving to FPX.
Yes.
Almost to their own detriment, to be honest with you. FPX capitalizing. Berlin unconsidered. He saw them 2 this time. On the way back in.
Okay. Full purchase this time for FPX.
Yeah, a crucial buy round.
Do they go back for that A take? They kind of got a test of it last time. Do they feel as though they maybe found something?
Stacked up and actually holding on to the spike here, so it might be a pacey hit.
Ult with Autumn as well. This could be huge. This could be really, really valuable for them.
Well, look at the fake here with the TP being sent away.
That's going to be, I'd imagine, quite a few of them, yeah. 2, 3 potentially. You can see the reaction almost instantly from Loud towards middle. Starting to close that gap. You're going to have QCK on the way. The ult is going to come in, and already it's a site being evacuated. They're already sitting a lot deeper. FPX will get themselves a plant. They are so close by here. Autumn, got to be careful about this one. TP, when he goes back, look who's waiting. Whoa, he got QCK!
I was watching that on the mini-map. So unfortunate for QCK. Now Autumn left on the long flank here. Loud can get anything done on site.
You're going to have the lineups coming in as well. Lysor just invested that, so that's going to be a time buy-up. He's Counting's going to get half on the... And the pop flash is really good. Zadak just goes in, takes away life and wants to remove Lysor, but he can't quite do it. And now you can see that backfall. Lysor is just going to get his body on the line here. Because they're going back to the defuse. Oh, well handled. Berlin closes that down.
A crucial recon sent through at the right time. Heartbreaking for QCK. You see the TP sent all the way down to the beach. Autumn running down the clock with his ultimate. Let's try and maximize that information. Here, Loud almost get ahead of the curve here in terms of getting the half defuse, creating enough pressure on site. The pop flash is beautiful on the way back in from Zadak. Unfortunately, he doesn't kind of stick to his guns there and hold on to that space, but yeah, tough to do nonetheless.
Time to jump.
Different approach this time from FPX, eyeing up middle. I want to see QCK activate, if I'm honest. He does need to start picking up the performance here. Sadak with a army on the other side. This is going to be everything. The timing is going to be on the wire. Perfect play from Sadak. Meets life on the challenge, follows up with the nade on Autumn. And he has just broken FPX's back this round. Berlin, that late positioning he's been kind of known for, isn't going to be a surprise now. He has to play this forward. Not going to be able to do it. Niang, nice connection on towards one. And the follow-up, hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. Easy now.
We'll find it through the smoke. Yeah, Sadak's absolutely breaking the ankles of FPX on the way in through mid-split.
Leading by example in that one.
Healthy ultimate bank. Everything except the blade storms here. I love this as well. Dips his toes inside the smoke. Fantastic stuff here. We'll be allowed to call a timeout. Actually, no, sorry. My mistake. Did just change. Just got debated.
Not your mistake.
I promise it wasn't.
It did say Loud. Maybe they both called timeouts.
They could have both.
You never know. It's a mystery.
We'll start with the FPX timeout.
Talk to me. Talk to me about what the game plan is here, because Loud have, even in, let's say, I wouldn't say the ideal way, because I would have liked, I don't want to harp on about it, but I would have liked seeing QCK a little bit more involved. He has been somewhat absent this game. Ultimate Life have had his number.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his hands full on the front line, right? See, previously, a concern coming out of the KC series was FPX's inability to convert First Bloods into round wins. They were winning out on the opening duels, but things were kind of slipping through their fingers elsewhere, and I feel like that's kind of the same here. Maybe not being statistically as good with the opening engagements, but FPX definitely causing enough of a ruckus to make Loud sweat.
Yes.
Now they're forced back into recovery mode in some of these, and unfortunately, I think QCK is the victim of that sort of play style.
FPX, you've had one round in this half. Your first half, we were back on board. Need to show a little something now. Timeout for the check-in. Still got life on the ult. They still have a purchase around it. So this is a goer. This should be a big round. But early exploration from QCK. Counting this time with the operator. And it is going to be the speed piece. Last time, they evacuated the site. Dipped away early. This time, sticking around. Life on the way, though. Can he close that gap? Can he find a target? Find someone to play towards. Autumn's right by his side. And Autumn's already claimed one. They could do with a little bit more. Less still lingering around. And Autumn just bringing absolute fury to this side. Less left walking away. Wounded. 5 bullets to play with. And he thinks it's enough. And it is! Autumn is audacious in his work. And he's got them the sight. But the flank. QCK finally makes it here. Have you got a 1v2 in you? Have you got the ability to do something about this? Oh, he was on for it. But Autumn just that bit better. And keeping FPX in touching distance of that scoreline.
Not going to suffer financially coming out. I think 2, maybe 3 purchases available. Still got the Blade Storm, so an opportunity to force back in here. With an ult command, almost perfect at shutting down, I guess, the second leg of this execute. Once Autumn TP's in, the Astra smokes come up and create a couple of pockets for FPX to work out of. Nonetheless, FPX find their 9th. Going to switch things up, back over towards A once again. Same setup, same TP for Autumn, so expecting him purely dedicated towards information gathering. Pick that up, no one saw it.
Oh dear.
QCK over the top found life.
And Sadak with a ghost just got Ian. What has just happened here?
Well, Hunter's Fury here as well, yeah. They can clear out a lot of A.
Yeah, Lysor has to play much closer, not the lineups he'd probably be wanting to go for. They have to play right next to them. Lysor is panicking surely in this one. He's got an army against him. Bodies on bodies here. QCK trying to play ahead, gets a little bit of a glimpse, but it's Autumn you got to be worried about. He makes his appearance known. Oh, and that's just perfect again! From 4 kills to 3 kills in this round. Autumn is just out of this world. What a player!
Elimination on the line, and he's stepping up to the plate. 25 and 15 right now. Keeping the hopes alive for FPX.
I was gonna say, Mike, you know, that last round, call it a good round, but also got to know Autumn got 4 kills there. And I said, well, surely you can't do it again in my head. I was thinking, well, can you depend on that? Apparently you can. This adjust through middle was just really rather godsend.
All things tied up now. Operator in play for QCK. He's going walkabouts.
He's committed. He's committed on this one.
So deep out of here.
Lord. And
Dash is expired. He's punished.
He's desperate to make up for it. You can feel it.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard, almost too hard, to try and be the difference maker, to pick up the scoreline that's just not sitting well with him. And he's been punished thoroughly on that.
A little ambitious. Cow and Zine also off exploring here. Might hear this. We'll definitely hear Lysor invest the wall. Always an awkward angle, though. Loud. A little ahead of themselves.
And a misread.
Here.
They're responding to what they're
FPX
seeing.
have sold this, yeah.
Yeah, they've seen utility, they've seen players, and they've got life on the site. FPX.
Now they lose the camera as well. That would have confirmed that this was a fake.
Loud have fallen for this hook, line and sinker, and Life looking to be the Reaper on the site, but he can't quite close out Tui's. Nor could he find Sadak in time, but by now the round, your heart almost drops when you hear that spike going down and you are on the other side of the map. Can they at least recover the operator? Is it even worth it to keep into hand? I mean, it's not been going well for them. Opting for it here. FPX gonna be taking the lead now. Really activating, yes, individually in a couple of these, but now we're seeing this kind of, I'd say, across the board effect here.
Well, unfortunately, you have to consider things in the next round as well. You look at the funds available.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there will be a rifle and the operator to carry across, but it's the FPX finding 11, potentially 12 off of the back of this round 21 victory. On the brink of guaranteeing a third. Yeah, you see, it looks even worse from Lysol's perspective, just how deep QCK is looking to dig for that opener. I think you're right, it almost feels desperate. Trying to put something up on the board.
It's time to check in for Loud. That's 3 in a row for FPX. They found the solution. They found something that's been working for them. It was a little bit of a drought for those first 4, but again, hey, call it a pistol, call it what you want, the kind of knock-on effect, but it was what it was. Brought the scoreline right back. But Loud need their own answers now. Looking outplayed here, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, a standout performance from Autumn. Loud unable to really pin him down in certain situations now has allowed FPX to find a way back in to this half after I've got to say, a very impressive first half overall for FPX.
Hands down, this is a rude awakening for Loud and a much better performance from FPX. The first map, it almost feels like a lifetime ago now, right? You can put it where it is.
Yeah, this is the point of the series now where you can say, yeah, map 1's out of the mental. It's not a consideration anymore.
10 to 11 is still close enough, right? It's the issue of money. This looks like it could be 12 unless QCK and Tui's can find some big value here. And they're going back to this A piece. That's where Les is. That's where Sadak is with a Sheriff and a Ghost.
Struggled as well. I mean, obviously, the previous 2 rounds, FPX did find success on the back of Autumn's ultimate. Not available here, but FPX fancying their chances nonetheless. 2 awkward tripwires here. Drone might not even spot these.
See if they get some value off it. Sadak looking for it. He's been tagged up though. Berlin going to get towards site. That's going to be the plan coming through. Is anyone going to try and deny this? Anyone going to put their life on the line for it? Looks like they're trying to. Sadak, oh, the gap closed. Gets towards Berlin and gets out of there with his life. Tui's finding Autumn. Hold on. Loud, where the hell's this coming from? Light from up above though. Going to remove Kalanzine from this. You still have QCK. You still have Tui's with the weapons. And Loud still have side control. They're creeping back closer. Counterpit going to come in, but there's still a gap to be filled here. Lysa is still a problem, as is Life. And now Tui's and less. What can you do? Desperate to try and do it for
24
time.
HP.
They've got to play the time as well. Trying to draw out the last bit of kit. The drop of the pit. And now Ayang down to 1 HP. Could this be the clutch of his life? Not going to happen. Less keeping Loud alive. The defuse. Far too close, but it's there. Title even 11 apiece.
What a crazy exchange.
Luminec.
So nobody in a position to really punish off the back of these trips that are placed. I'm not sure if both were activated. One definitely by Autumn.
Man, Les and Sadak making that side look full health with a pistol.
Well, the first kill. The second, absolute madness from him. The response is there.
In a round like that with that buy? And it wasn't even the operator or really the rifle.
Absolute lifeline for Loud.
That was heaven sent. And a total switch up here.
Careful here.
Les now far more committed towards this A side. Does that then
They're looking to put him into the line of fire.
play him in?
Yeah. QCK holding down a ton of space here, but he's going to have his hands full. Very, very strange investment of the drone here towards bottom mid.
They must be paranoid about something. Maybe, come on, QCK, this is your moment to shine. They're going to be close here. He's not looking as confident now, trying to sit
He's
in a little
relaying
bit
this
deeper
information
angle.
now that something's happening.
Because look at the rest of the team. Look at where Kalanzine is. They're so far back. QCK has to find... Oh, God, QCK! Honestly, he's lucky to be breathing. He's lucky to be alive. Because FPX will have that B site. They've got the divide up. They've got life on the site itself. Oh, this is on a knife's edge, Mike.
It really is. Autumn actually almost TPing ahead of the wall there. Ahead of the divide, sorry. It will be a full 5v5 in the post plant. QCK still looking for something towards elbow.
That 12th round being the prize possession here. Pop flash being held. Anyone gets contact. Berlin going looking. It's QCK on the other side. And it's just nightmare after nightmare until then. An answer found over by Pillar. Sadak on the site with a tap on the spike. He's down low, but he's still going to find value for the trade. He's still good for it. Man to the advantage. Autumn falls. It's on Lightsaw in a 1v3. He's got one. He needs two more. But up above, brutal angle to break and less. Pushing Loud to 12. I haven't seen Loud have to dig this deep in a while, but they've just about got to the 12th round.
Able to steady the ship. Find themselves now on map and series point, Lauren, by the skin of their teeth. Beautiful retake, though, to pull off. It's, like I said, a full 5v5 here with the amount of utility that's available on the B site. That wall paying off, though. Sadak able to create a little bit of paranoia with that first spike tap, draw a couple of people from FPX out.
Yeah. Man, this is so tense. There's still a buy here, it's just not a great purchase. What can they do? Life has his ult, and he's looking for that opportunity in middle. Can he close down on QCK potentially? Not this time! Connection found, and a man up. They're looking like they want to explore that B site, though. Already seeing a bit of a drift away from Tui's. Playing very safe here, willing to give up the site, respecting what Autumn's been bringing. He's too much of a threat. This time playing with the pack, not playing ahead. They've got... Oh, there we go. Now's the time to start coming alive here. QCK with the finest of angles to find a shot, and I think he wants a bit more. Why not let him? Can he be played in off this? Ian gives away his position. And it's precarious now. They need a plant mic.
We'll get it here, but timing a little awkward. No command invested here, Loud. No secrets about this on the way back through. Sadak just stomping onto site.
But a 1-for-1 trade, the numbers so favorable towards Loud. Guaranteeing closing in, it's all on Autumn. This guy has been a rock star for this side, but a brutal position, a brutal round to potentially go home on. Has he got the heroics in him? He's got so many targets, so many threats. He can't do it. It's done. FPX will be going home, and Loud live to fight another day.
There are no strangers here to Elimination Series.
Yep.
The resilience on display from Loud once again. Heartbreak for FPX. Incredible performance from Autumn and Life today. Definitely some positives to take away. Look at between Autumn and Life, 11 first bloods, really leading the charge.
My main takeaway here in map 2 is, God, I want to see more of Autumn.
Yeah.
You know, what a talent. There, I mean, you're going toe-to-toe with Les, who's arguably one of the, the best out there, right? If you're going to talk about just kind of firepower alone. He almost gave them the opportunity in this. And FPX, got to say it, map 1, not good enough, but map 2, God, it makes you want to see more. It's heartbreaking that we only get such a small sample size of what this team could potentially do.
Absolutely, that elusive victory remains, but Loud will continue a little bit of a course correction from that opening series from Gen G, sure, but I gotta say it's still some concerns really here. QCK really struggling to get into that second map. Being punished time and time again, and I think you noticed as well, it's key to note the desperation. It's that sort of that pressure, the scoreboard pressure, really dictating some of the plays being made. Obviously we don't know what's being said internally, but definitely a concern for me, Lauren.
No, and I'm with you in that, and I hope that's something, again, if you're an IGL, a coach, though, you could look at that and you're going to instantly identify it, and Loud need to start identifying those issues if they want to make a deep run here. But they are still alive, they are still kicking, and we're heading back to the desk.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Great cast as always. And man, that was like, I totally agree with them. Autumn really was impressive. We say goodbye to FPX, unfortunately, but they fought their heart out there. Loud moves on in this competition, showing why they are a force to be reckoned with here on the international stage. But Mimi, I was very impressed by what I saw, specifically, like Lauren said, from Autumn.
Yeah, map number 1 was a struggle, but map 2 for this team, we saw a lot more. Both Life and Autumn as individuals. I think our names people will remember coming home from Madrid. And as well as that, I think they showed a lot more depth, really implementing that Eurocomp very well, in my opinion. I think this is really indicative of the fact that the Chinese region, the new league, it just kicked off, but these teams are continuing to grow and expand and getting better and better each event they attend.
Yeah, I mean, for Autumn, he was so involved in those early fights. My guy comes out of there with, what, 7 out of 9 opening duels going his way. Yeah. So important in so many of these clutch situations as well, buying the way back through. I've really enjoyed watching this guy play, but, well, we don't get to watch too much more of him. It's a little bit sad, but that's ultimately how these tournaments work, how the stakes work here.
But a lot to learn from for this squad now going home to apply to the regular season, to try and bring into, because the next time we have a chance to see them internationally would be at home in Shanghai, getting to represent China there. So definitely a great opportunity to improve and try and re-qualify for that event.
Yeah, that will be awesome to see if whether or not they can make it there. And I think indications definitely point in that direction, wouldn't you say, Mitch, with EDG and FPX being so strong?
Yeah, I think so. Home field advantages as well. If we do end up getting there, you would be delighted to see this team be able to play with someone behind their back.
All right, folks. Well, with that being said, we have Dryad, who's standing by with Sadak for the Verizon post-match interview.
Y que se escuchen los fans de Loud. Let me hear the Loud fans in the back as it is. There you go. It is Loud who takes the win. Es Loud los que toman la victoria en contra de FPX. Estoy aquí con Sadak. I'm here with Sadak for the post-match interview. Sadak, lo primero que te quiero preguntar es, tú has clasificado a más eventos internacionales que ningún otro jugador del mundo, de cualquier región que piensen, y en situaciones de eliminación como esta, ¿hay en algún momento en el que esa frase que ustedes siempre tienen de sin miedo a veces se haga más difícil, a veces sí salga el miedo?
Mira, creo que nuestro equipo, cuanto con más presión tiene, cuanto más las cosas están difíciles para nosotros, mejor performamos, ¿viste? Es mucho la cultura brasilera, queriendo o no, siempre que las cosas están difíciles, continuamos para adelante, continuamos dando lo mejor de nosotros, así que esto solamente nos hace más fuertes.
Yeah, the question that I had for him is, he's made it to more international events than any other player in any other region. And so my question was, in situations like this one, is there a point where he does feel that fear that Loud always have that phrase of no fear? Is there a point where he feels a fear? And he says, in pressure situations like this one, this is when we are able to thrive and shine the most. And it is that Brazilian culture that shines and allows them to come out of situations like this one. Now, the second question that I'm going to ask Sadak is the changes in compositions that we've seen recently, and not only for Loud, we've seen a couple of things here and there, but also this is a tournament that's building up to be very explosive, very in the face, double duelist, Reina, Euro, whatever it is. Is he expecting more of that, and are we expecting more of Loud to bring that? Sadak, por lo que estás viendo de las composiciones, que ustedes han tenido algunos cambios pequeños, de pronto algunos cambios de rol dentro del equipo, pero también el Euro, por ejemplo, que vimos la primera partida, y en general todos los equipos jugando bastante explosivos, pensamos en Carmine Corp, pensamos en Sentinels, en todos ellos que están en tu cara. ¿Crees que van a seguir trayendo esas sorpresas, ese factor explosivo, y ustedes también van a traer un poco de eso nuevo?
Y yo creo que a medida que la Masters se va desarrollando, va a pasar mucho más antitáctico, entonces los equipos van a tener que quizás tener variaciones tácticas, ¿viste? Y jugar solamente apretando la W va a ser siempre un poco más difícil. Pero lo que hace estar acá entre los mejores 8 es eso, que ellos pueden tener muchas variedades, igual que nosotros, a veces jugamos más rápido, a veces más lento, y creo que, bueno, eso. Si les está funcionando ese juego explosivo, que continúen.
Ahí nos está contando, he's telling us that as the tournament goes on, you're going to see a lot more counter-striding coming through instead of what we're seeing at the beginning. It's something that has happened over and over again, but also mentions right at the end that if there's that explosive factor that is working for a couple of those teams, then they can keep running it. And my last question here is, how is he feeling for the teams that are left, and especially when it comes to a tournament that is so almost unforgiving, only 8 teams and only one that gets to make it till the end, as it is the crowd and the only Hispanic that we have here. ¿Cómo te sientes para lo que viene del torneo? Creo que le hemos preguntado a varios jugadores, varios equipos y nos dan, incluso los mejores nos dan como opiniones diferentes. Para ti, ¿cómo te sientes? Y especialmente con un torneo que no te da muchas segundas oportunidades, ¿no?
Y mira, yo me estoy sintiendo con mucha confianza, el equipo está con mucha confianza. Sabemos que tenemos mucho talento, sabemos que estamos muy bien y vamos a dar nuestro máximo, ¿viste? Así que el que venga, vamos a dar bala y que sea lo que Dios quiera.
¡Vamos, Marito!
I know Steady, he's telling us that he's going to keep bringing what they've been bringing recently, and is just shooting in the faces, doing what it takes, and continuing to have this loud performance that we've seen recently. This is all that I have for this interview. Once again, que se escuche para Sada. Give it up for Sada. We're going to a break, get ready for the second match of the day.
It's a classic David versus Goliath. FPX, they're facing off against some stacked talent in Loud. It's safe to say this is going to be a tall order for the Chinese team. But if there's anything that we've learned from this tournament, it's that this squad can do it.
One of these two teams will be going home. But now he has to go. He's got to take this challenge halfway. Not achieved. Autumn plays it well. Life's now pretty questioning what the hell's going on. No idea about Tui's, but a fantastic clutch from him. And they don't know about Salak until now. And what a horrible surprise it was. And he's just spraying and praying it works. This could be it. The downfall of FPX on this map. Bless looking to close, and he does. 13-5. It's clean work for Loud. They are looking very sharp here. Autumn and Life are very good, but they're going to need to do a lot more than that here. They're down to 15. Yeah, Lysaw on a platter. They've got to know about Autumn, but he's still firing. Great work from Autumn, and I am there. That's much better. His position will be considered. He's been there more often than not. But Life bringing death against Loud. Less two is what he got. Anything, he's going to take down only one, and that is nowhere near enough. So even though they have the site, they have no ability to do it. Lysaw going down. Autumn, you got to be worried about. He makes his appearance known. Oh, and that's just perfect again. As he got the heroics in him. He's got so many targets, so many threats. He can't do it. It's done. FPX will be going home, and Loud live to fight another day.
Red Bull gives you wings.